Thank you for tuning in. I wanted to discuss the incident involving Chad Wheeler. He's an NFL player. He recently tried to kill his significant other, his partner, Aaliyah. I don't have much information on her specifically, and I don't know if she wants her information put out there like that. But what I can say is this guy told her to bow to him, and she did not do that. And he tried to basically kill her. He strangled her. What else? She got up, and he was sitting there eating food after he had beat her almost to death and said, "Oh, I'm surprised you're still alive." So to me, this is really sick. And although he's trying to, tie in mental health and using that as an excuse, there is no excuse for domestic violence. And it's just sad. And you would think it would get a lot more coverage.
Person that's involved in the act, and what should his punishment be? But for a second, before I get to Chad Wheeler, I want to talk about the victim. Because a lot of times the victim, the person that suffers this, they don't get talked about. Only the person that committed the act. So the victim of this this violent act.
Yep.
Our thoughts and prayers go out with her and to anyone that suffered something like this.
You can contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. In my previous video with Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez incident, I went into further detail about domestic violence and assistance and resources that are available. So please go ahead and check that video out as well.
The problem that I have, I think the police did what they were supposed to do. They came in, they came through the door, they arrested him. He's bonded out since. The problem that I have is that there's this thing that we're dealing with right now that's called mental health issue. And I don't take that lightly. People suffering from it, hopefully they get the care, the treatment that they need. But when you put that to the forefront and with a domestic issue, now the domestic issue gets pushed to the back and everybody just talking about the mental health aspect. Bruh, I won't let that happen. I won't let the Seattle, the Seahawks, I won't let the police department put that out there as a way of saying, well, he did do it, but maybe there's a reason why. There's no reason why. It's unacceptable. And that's the problem that I have, Skip, is that seems that when our counterparts, our white counterparts, do something, we got to tell you a reason why. When Dylan Ruth went in that church in Charleston, South Carolina, well, you have to understand his upbringing. You have to understand this. There's always a caveat to why, instead of maybe he was just a bad person. Now, I'm not saying Chad Wheeler's a bad person. I don't know Chad Wheeler. And I think that might have something to do, Skip, why this thing didn't get the leg that it got earlier. Because if I'm not mistaken, this happened Saturday. And it didn't come to my attention until yesterday during the show. And it was just like, started just like a feeding. And I'm like, and then I'm reading it last night, like, hold on, this happened Saturday? And here we are, and it didn't become a story until Wednesday, probably because of who Chad Wheeler is. Skip, he's not like a household name. He's not a Pro Bowl offensive lineman.
I just wanted to go ahead and share this and bring attention and awareness to this. If there's something else that comes about and there's more information, like for instance, I know today he pled not guilty, but if there's any updates and the victim decides she wants to speak out, Aaliyah, I will definitely go ahead and make an update. I'm also going to include some information on the domestic violence hotline. If you saw any of my previous videos from like a couple months ago regarding the Meg Thee Stallion incident with Tory Lanez, I did share some information on domestic violence in general, so you can go ahead and check that video out as well. But I don't know, I found this clip and I get why they're upset. Like, I don't watch a lot of football. I don't know much about sports or who's doing what and saying what or who's a part of what team. I really don't know. But what I can say is the NFL should be upset. There should be more people talking about this. This is an interracial relationship, and I find it extremely important when dating outside of your race for them to understand your history, your background, and to understand certain words you don't use, certain phrases you don't use. Telling her to bow down is unacceptable, not okay. I would have thought he was possessed if that was me in that situation, because it's just one of those things you don't say, right? And I think it just goes to show his, white privilege and just, how he's not viewed as a threat. Although if this was a black man and the officers were responding and he was resisting arrest, it would be a different, it would just be a different response, right? Because we know sometimes black men have been shot without a firearm, not posing a threat, and they were shot on sight. There was no day in court. Whereas this guy has had his day in court, said he pled not guilty, was granted bond, and there's more court cases coming up in the future, but it's not okay. And so when it comes to race and bringing that up, some people were excited that because she was dating outside of her race, that she deserved to get beat up like this. It's not okay, period. This guy needs to be held accountable. Thank you all for tuning in. I just wanted to make a quick video regarding the recent statements from the Breakfast Club. I expected them to say a little bit more. And when I say more, I'm not talking about just, accusing T.I. and Tiny of anything, but more so just speaking on the issue of sex trafficking and itself, because they've had people come and speak about this issue before and the seriousness of it, and also like victim blaming and rape culture. I thought they would have spoke more about those issues, but we do need to keep in mind that they are friends with T.I. and Tiny. They collaborate with them on business stuff. They, T.I. and Charlamagne Tha God have worked on some different things and policies and connecting with legislators to create change within specifically the Black community. So I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that they're not trying to speak up on these issues or make too many assumptions just yet. I felt like their response or their just coverage of the issue was kind of bland, and I expected more.
Well, T.I. has taken some time to respond to these sexual assault allegations, and these are from their former friend, Sabrina Peterson. There's multiple women, according to her, that allege that they were drugged and assaulted by the couple at different times. Now, she also says that T.I. pulled a gun out on her during a prior altercation, and T.I. explains why he hasn't said much yet, even though there's all these rumors going around, and Sabrina had been posting statements from different people, and it turns out, looking at some blogs, some random people were just sending in some statements to see if she would post them. So none of what she posted was vetted out and confirmed in any way. So T.I. says this is the motive behind the allegation.
What you could prove you didn't.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even really.
Okay. Well, he goes on to talk about believing all women.
I don't know if you can tell, but Charlamagne Tha God is definitely feeling some sort of way because they are even reporting on the issue or discussing it. I'm going to share some clips from previous allegations, and they're not really allegations. I believe he did indeed rape these people. If you're drugging people to have sex with them while they're passed out, that's rape, boo. So I'm going to go ahead and share these clips. PSA, this is your trigger warning, but I wanted to go ahead and just, provide this information, but I'm going to play these clips, but you can tell he's not feeling this. He's not excited about it. People who know stuff, and sometimes they'll enable people, and it's really sick.
Yeah, I don't even really understand how this became headlines. If I get on social media and I say, send me stories on such and such individual, do you realize how many of these digital D-heads will send you stories just to get reposted? People get off on seeing things they created or came up with go viral. So how do we know any of those stories were real? They all could have been completely fabricated, but you see certain sites just posting it because they don't care. They just want the traffic. Also notice that certain sites didn't even report on the story until T.I. replied to it, denying the allegations, because up until that point, it's not a story. Certain outlets have to vet these things before they post them. They can't just repost anything because now they are liable. And I want everybody to have that same level of journalistic integrity.
Well, and a lot of these sites, though, aren't real news sites. They're just there to report on gossip. So
yeah,
it's hard.
That's a defamation of his character. I mean, he could have had deals. He could have had movies he was trying to do, endorsements, and they all shut it down because of these fake stories. And now he has to go back and prove that these stories was fake, which is foul.
Well, here's what he said. Here's T.I. denying.
Okay.
We ain't never forced nobody. We ain't never drugged nobody against their will. We ain't never held nobody against their will. We ain't never trafficked anything, sexually trafficked anything.
I'm a very optimistic person, so I do have hope that people can change and live in their truth and do the right thing. However, I'm going to go ahead and play you a few clips from previous allegations that Charlamagne Tha God was facing. And they're not really allegations. He clearly stated on the radio that he got someone drunk and had sex with her and she didn't remember. Then even some of the conversation he had with his wife. And then there was another victim. So you can kind of see. And I thought he maybe might have learned something, but I don't know if he really got the life lesson there. And just the fact that he's still like not in jail, and there's people rotting in jail for these type of acts, but he's, you know, still using his platform. I'm going to go ahead and share this. Tell me what you all think.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I got this girl real drunk, and
that sentence sounds a little fishy. I got her drunk.
I didn't just get her drunk. I remember I went to the sex store and got Spanish fly.
Oh, so you raped her?
Shut up. Spanish fly. They sell it in the sex store. I'm telling the truth. They spell it in the Spanish store. I had the fucking.
They sell knives at the store too. You could put that to a girl's throat and have sex with it. That doesn't mean it's illegal.
So I put the Spanish fly in the E&J. We drinking the E&J and shit. So in my mind, I don't know if this shit really worked, but I felt like I got horny as a motherfucker too. Right? So she was drunk and shit, and we had sex and shit, and like. A lot of my boys was trying to come in the room and fuck her. I'm like, nah, chill out. I can't. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to let you run a train on it. That's rape. Yeah. Okay.
So we understand why Charlamagne Tha God might be a little bit biased and hesitant to speak on such issues. I am probably not going to do another video on this. I don't know yet. It depends on what else comes out. However, I just wanted to share this information. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you watching my video. If you would like to receive a notification regarding any up and coming videos I do post, please go ahead and like and subscribe to my channel. This channel is going to primarily discuss different areas of my adulthood with regards to being just, a millennial, trying to navigate this world, being a mother, and then also trying to remain optimistic and trying to encourage others in the midst of that. So if this is content you might be interested in, please go ahead, like and subscribe. It's going to come in a form of a vlog and then just some informational where I'm sitting in front of the camera talking to you all. So once again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.